All right, so now that we have our stairs in there, we got to cut a hole so we're not hitting our head on the floor when we try to walk up there. There's a couple of things or different options you might have here. One of the things, if your staircase is in the middle of a floor system, you may have to do a vertical opening in that. So from the architecture menu, you go to vertical opening. You do need to be able to select the edge of a floor, so you might have to hide a wall or something like to be able to grab that. So I select it, and then I'll go to level 2 where I want to cut that. And let's say I had, a staircase that was right in the middle. I could put that sketch geometry in there, finish that, and then I'll have that opening sliced on through there. And I can always go back and edit that. I can double click and edit that and move those lines around, or I can always delete it when I'm all done. So if I want to delete it from 3D, I can just click the delete button and pop that out of there. In this case, because the staircase is along the edge, I'm actually going to modify the boundary of my floor system. So I'm going to select this edge here and going to modify this boundary. One thing before we do that, when I'm at level 2, I have the first floor underlaid right now, so I can see that, and I can see the stair system. This is getting a little busy with all these floor patterns that are on here, so I don't have anything selected right now, so my properties is talking about the floor plan itself. And if you find visibility and graphic overrides, you can scroll down, and there's a lot in here. We're just touching the surface here. If we go to floors, where it says patterns, you can override that floor pattern and turn off their visibility, which can be nice. Kind of clean things up a little bit. You can do that for any element in Revit. You can start to clean some things up. But I'm going to now modify that floor system. So I'm going to go back to 3D, and I'm going to grab the edge of that floor. And then I'm going to do the edit boundary. So you remember back a while ago we drew this. I'm going to return back to my level 2 to edit this boundary. And then I'm going to add some new boundary lines in. Before we use the pick walls tool, I don't have walls here now. So I'm going to draw along the edge of the staircase to basically cut this section out of here. And then I'm going to go with the trim tool, trim extend, and I'm going to clean this up. And I do need to delete these extra pieces over here. They're going to give me a warning because they're not connected. And that looks pretty clean, so we'll hit the check mark there. Would you like the walls to go up to the bottom? No, remember we don't want to do that or it's going to shorten those up. Let's see what we got in 3D now. And now we have a nice little staircase. Now from here, you may have a wall along here, or you may need to add a railing at this point. Railings are right here. So if I go to my second floor plan, if I'd like to add a railing across here, I'll go to the railing tool, and it is right now its base constraint is level 2, and then I could draw in, I probably want to start here. I'd probably need a post here of some sort too, and I'm just offsetting that off the edge a little bit. You can always tweak that stuff later. And let's say I want this to be open there. I'll hit the check mark, and we'll see what we got in 3D now. Now that railing does not match my staircase, so after I'm done, I might go back and decide, I also want that glass railing in that part, or whatever type of railing you want. And then this will need some kind of little column or something there to make that look a little bit nicer. You could drop in some kind of architectural column. You could just be a square column, something of that nature, to make that look a little bit nicer. So that's just a little bit about opening things up for your stairs. Now structurally we would need some support in this corner here and over here, because we've ended that floor a little short. That's not something we're going to work with right now. So moving forward here, we'll take a look at adding some additional elements, some roofs and things along that line. Our next step though is to get the stairs down to the basement. That'll be in our next video.